Hey guys, welcome back to Little France. It's me again, Citywokcitywall, here for the second part of this build, and we got Skib here, obviously.
Hey man, welcome back, and glad to see this second part of the build as well. I was very curious.
Yeah, man. So this is like the part of the build that was like sort of the reason I wanted to do this area, and you're seeing kind of like the centerpiece of this build right now, which is this building here is like a nightclub along the water here. I don't know if the whole building is, but there's an area, maybe like the first floor, and then like an outdoor area that's like a nightclub. And like I said last episode, the one time I went to Paris, we had these friends who were like trying to show us a good time, and they were like, you have to go to this nightclub because it's like the best nightclub or whatever it was. And we tried to go and we couldn't get in, and then we went back the next night and we couldn't get in, and then I think the last night I was there, maybe the second and last night, we went another time. We tried to get in, we were like, oh, this is never gonna work, this place sucks, like, and we did finally get in that time, and I have to say it was, I don't know if it was worth it, but I just wanted to build this place because it's actually somewhere that I had multiple times that I went there in Paris. Like everywhere else I went there just one time, and this place I went to like so many times because we kept trying to get in. So I felt that was a good place to do this build, and then I was looking on Google Maps and found that cool train station, and it turned into this whole thing. So I think it ended up being a fun place to choose.
Yeah, and this is the other thing. When you showed me on in a picture when you were doing this, and I was like, what did he use there to do those green things on the building? And you said you found some props in my collections and one, and I was like, no, I don't have those props. I don't have those props. And now I see you're just using some concrete props. And
yeah, it's the same props that I used for that wall in like the train area. And I also use it in a second here along this along the water here to make sort of like a key, you know?
Yeah, man. Again, see, that's a thing. That's a cool thing. Yeah, I know it seems easy. Hey, it's just a prop, and you just color it in green, and that's it. Yeah, true. But still, again, you need that extra imagination thing to make it like that. I mean, to find these kind of things and to make them work, or to give them a totally different purpose. Even now, as you are adding those how they're called, scaffolding for holding ads, or how they are called.
Yeah, the billboard. The whole something
like
I
that.
can never find those when I look for them. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just using those to kind of like hold up the thing, because in real life this is like some sort of fake metal facade to like make this building look fancier or whatever. Like I think it's sort of some sort of like old warehouse maybe or something, and then they like converted it and like renovated the whole thing and tried to make it look really nice with these like green metal pieces all over the building, and like that's like the theme of the building sort of. And so you'll see in the nightclub in a second there's like a similar green it's like a tunnel, or like you're supposed to go in there and like, you know, kiss your girlfriend or whatever, or sit on a bench or so. That's kind of like the theme of this building, I think.
Man, when I see you doing all these kind of things with procedural objects and whatnot, have you ever thought of trying other games like Planet Coaster or Planet Zoo?
I own Planet Coaster, and I played it for about 3 hours, and I couldn't figure out how to connect the roller coaster to like the station at the end of making it, and I spent like so long trying to do it, and I was like, man, I'm over this game. I'm going back to City Skylines.
Yeah, that's by the way, that's one of the things that I never understood as well. If you ask me, there are some cool stuff, but some of them are not user-friendly. Some of them are not easy to use, because the person who thought of it didn't do it properly, actually. Because if you think about the pathways, those are, oh my god, the pathway system made me quit playing Planet Zoo, first of all.
Yeah, that seemed pretty crazy too when I was trying to use those. I was like, this seems really weird.
Yeah, it is. I don't know why. I mean, it's that hard to make some pathways to work properly. honestly, is that hard. Even in City Skylines, they work better. Come on, okay, I feel like I need the move it mode there too, in order to drag stuff. But still,
Yeah.
no way. I mean, I can't play a game where a simple thing and a thing that I'm using quite a lot, it's so hard to use. Plus, there are other things that are not that easy. I like that the way the terrain is being. You can use and play with the terrain, but still. Anyways, we are going to a different area.
Well, yeah, actually, we are working with the terrain right now. You saw me use the Ronix, what is that, the Terraform network, to like hold this terrain down a little bit to create this sort of sunken area, which is part of like the real nightclub here. So that's what you just saw me do. There's some stairs leading down, and this is actually where I downloaded those 2 tent props that I made you subscribe to, Skib. So one of them was on that little houseboat that's out at sea that I don't know if that's there permanently or what that thing is, but I decided to copy it. And then there's that other tent that you just saw me place down as well, as sort of like maybe a bar down there. Skib, do you ever look at Little France at night?
No. I have to say
Never.
no, and that's because I am doing that not mistake, but I'm playing with the roads, and in many cases I'm getting rid of the light poles from the streets.
Interesting, because this nightclub, I didn't know the answer to that question. I have never seen it at night, so I guess I figured that you never did, but I was just trying to be safe. And so I placed down a bunch of lights in this whole area to kind of like match the green on the side of the building.
But I don't go for a night look. Even though I want to do that in the future, I want to show Little France during the night as well. But I will have to add manually lots and lots of lights, which is kind of a lot of work.
Yeah, and I was noticing those really nice decorative French light posts you have don't have lights built into them, which I thought was weird.
Totally agree. What are you doing here?
Okay, so this is that metal part that I was talking about earlier, where in the real place, this is like made out of the same material as the side of the building. It's like sort of a decorative little like walkway, and when you walk into the club, you like walk through here to get to the bar or something like that. So I just used some pipes and used procedural objects and scaled them up and made a little walkway that goes through there. So now you're seeing some like plants. I think I'm about to put like a bench on the inside. Yeah. So, and then later on, I put like an invisible path that walks through there. And I think I put down some like event generators on the bottom level. And so people walk down there on the pedestrian path, and then there's a parking garage that you'll see me build in a second here that has a road that goes underneath that gives those event generators, road access. So that actually works out pretty well, because then people drive into the parking lot, which is cool.
That one, it's very, very cool idea with the concrete stuff you use there to make it look like an igloo or whatever, but pretty cool. Now I'm thinking when I see what you did here, I was like for a second, hey, I don't remember this area from the map. I remembered something similar, but not like this.
Oh yeah, now we're seeing me put some lights in. Sorry, this is just a complete. You can delete the props if you want to take it away from your prop count.
No. But I don't remember seeing at least the decals on the ground. That orange decal. I don't remember seeing it.
It didn't come into your game?
I don't remember. I don't want to say I don't have it, but I don't remember. So I'm not sure.
Interesting.
Well,
that would be too bad.
Probably it is there, and I just somehow I didn't see it. Let's say. Probably. I will have to check it out.
Okay. Well, not the end of the world either way, but I think the real place is on some sort of wooden balcony thing, or I think it's really, really old, like sort of old warehouse, wooden floor or something like that. So I was just going for that basically. So yeah, now we're building like this under part of like parking structure, where I would imagine that those, I don't know, maybe you noticed them earlier. There's like a bunch of windows on the levels that are like below the nightclub. So like I'd imagine you park your car like underneath the building, and so this is how you would get there. I actually took this exact parking structure entrance from another spot in Little France, Skib. So that was not very creative there. I just literally copied it.
No worries, I do that all the time as well. Sometimes, I mean, okay, if you want to do stuff, probably you can do it, you know, like something completely new, I mean. But when I have something like I already done in a corner of the city or something, I go and do a copy paste as well, and probably I just give an extra thing or not, depends. But it is.
I mean, yeah, this wasn't a copy paste, but this was like I'm just going over to this part of Little France that I see over here, and I'm going to take the exact thing and I'm going to do it over here.
No worries about it.
But that actually was one of the most fun things about being in Little France, I think, was going around and exploring different areas, because the city is incredibly big and incredibly detailed. It's really impressive, man.
Thanks, buddy. But it's still a lot of work to do. I find like I have a lot of things to do to make it to fill in the empty areas. And by the way, with this being said, guys, I wanna very soon hopefully I will be able to do a video to record the city from, let's say, a live perspective, and to show you how things are, because most of you are watching the videos but you don't know exactly where every single place is. And I want to show you how the entire map of Little France looks like from above, and not only, and also from a closer perspective. So there will be like a video like that very, very soon, hopefully. But no worries again about these kind of things. For instance, I have like buildings. I'm using a building now, and later on I'm looking for another build, right? I'm doing another build and I'm looking for a building, and then I'm like, what can I add here? And I find a building, and when I look like across the street, I see, oh my god, I just used that building there as well. We are kind of limited,
Yeah,
even though the workshop is huge. It's huge with lots of custom assets, props, mods and whatnot, but still we can't have everything, and it's normal.
Yeah, there's just so many things in the world. You have to be creative with it. And that's why I like procedural objects so much, because you can just change things to be exactly the way you want it to be, you know? So, obviously great mod. So now you're seeing me like build this back area, and this is another spot like last episode where I saw that something was under construction on Google Maps, and maybe it's still, you know, maybe at this point it's finished. But I was just like, you know what, that's going to add some realism to the city. So this area in reality is actually behind the train station. And in order to like fill in the pieces of this build, I built it over here, which is not really near the train station. I think it's actually still part, in real life, it's still part of that same construction site from under the parking lot in the last episode. But in Little France, I apologize, but this is its own little part, spot that's getting constructed over here, or something that they're doing over here that's a little bit more industrial. So it's like a warehouse and some trash and stuff.
That's what I'm also trying to do. I'm trying to take inspiration from French cities, from French, so I can add a French type of building. I don't try to copy them entirely. That's what everyone should actually understand, because I keep saying this, but that's how it is. I don't want to copy stuff. I want to make them look, at least so people can actually think, hey, it kind of looks like that place, but it's not entirely like that place. So don't worry about things like when you add extra stuff, or you can change the position of something. After all, we have to give our own little touch on a build as well, not only copy stuff from real life, which also it's hard.
Yeah, and that's what makes it so fun to play too, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's what gives it creativity, you know? It's not just you're copying something. So
yeah, exactly. I mean, after all, you have fun. You have some fun as well, and you feel like you added your own touch on something that is in real life. Or you can go like I did, and I keep doing it on Arndorf and other series or builds, my own imagination and stuff, and you create stuff from scratch. But it is pleasant to do all kind of builds. purely imagination or a real life stuff and just add extra things there, like a little touch.
Yeah, no, definitely. One of the cool things I just did here was, there's like parking lot roads that we're all obviously subscribed to because they're great, but sometimes the nodes at the end of them, they do like a weird thing. And so here and also in that train station, I was using some road that you have, Skib, that's like pretty wide. I think it's like 3 or 4 lanes, and placing that down and then using the traffic manager mod to stop people from going to all the lanes except for like one, on the far left or the far right or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then placing parking lot spaces in those empty lanes, so that this 4-lane road basically turned into a very custom parking lot road. So that I've actually never done before. I think if I was still working on Kobayashi Island, I would be taking that technique a bunch all of a sudden now that I figured it out here, because that was pretty cool, I think.
I always do the same thing as well. I mean, I play with the traffic manager present a lot in my Little France, at least. I'm doing this in every single city I'm working or place. But in Little France, I've done lots of intersections, roundabouts, whatever, and I detail them a lot, and I use the traffic manager present a lot. So that's a must, in my opinion. That's a must if you wanna have a nice traffic or a more realistic one in your cities. Anyone here watching this, always use the traffic manager president, which sadly it also, let's say, kills the FPS quite a lot in your city. So, but
yeah, well, and it causes that issue with the parking where cars will like drive through the middle of plazas and things to get to a parking space. But you win some and you lose some, I guess.
By the way, I haven't said this in previous commentary in previous episode, but everyone, if you by mistake, I don't know, you don't know who Citywokcitywall is, you can find his the link of his channel at the description of these videos for sure, and you have to check him out. But I doubt you already don't know who he is, at least from the last series he has with the Mars, the one who killed let's say the imagination and the way he does stuff. Really, guys, go and check his channel out and watch Mars and Kobayashi Island as well. It's impressive, but Mars, it's
oh man, I appreciate it, but Kobayashi Island, it's not this,
man,
it's not quite this. I was going for scale as opposed to detail, so
at least
I feel like
you are modest,
not
but
the thing to watch.
It is a good great job you did there as well, but Mars, indeed, Mars, it's next level. From my point of view, it's next level, trust me, guys.
Well, yeah, that thing it's really fun to build in that city too, and I'm glad I got you in there as well, Skib, because I feel like what I've seen from your build in Mars, it's pretty crazy. So I'm excited to do that commentary as well at some point here.
Oh yeah, so we can say that. Okay, so I've been to Mars. Citywokc took me to Mars. Man, when I opened that save game and I saw every single detail there and everything there, I was like, what the hell? And
well, it's very small, so there's not that many.
Well, it's small now because you are like a few episodes, let's say, away, and the detail.
Well, you saw it at like episode 9, or something like that. Like what you saw, no one else has seen what you've seen. You're very far ahead.
Yeah, but still, man, when you have to add this amount of detailing, plus the way you do the episodes, because the videos as well are totally different than what everyone, or what I've seen at least so far on YouTube. That's another thing that matters and changes these things, like how you watch a video. You kind of blend there lots of things, and I'm not going to say more because I really want people to check it out themselves and to make their own impression. But trust me when I say it, go and check it out.
Well, thanks, Skib.
No problem. Thank you as well, man. I was very glad to be on Mars. I'm curious how we will pull off that episode and with the commentary as well. because it's different than mine. much different.
Yeah, it's going to be very different. I actually started working on that episode a little bit earlier today, so we'll do that soon, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
So I don't know what your plan was with this area, because there was nothing. There was like a road here that went to a very detailed area on the other side of this bridge, and this area here seemed like a pretty central spot of the city. And so I apologize if I like just overstepped my boundaries here and built something, and you were planning on putting like a really beautiful building on the tip of this little peninsula here or whatever. But I just felt like I had to finish. I couldn't leave you with some like half-finished area. I had to go to like the edge of the street, you know. So built a little walkway there along the water.
Don't worry, that area it's like that there since from I think episode 3 or 4. So I'm like super ahead of it with everything here. But that area, I don't know. Every time I was like, not now. Maybe another time. Maybe another time I'll do something here.
Well, yeah, because it's so skinny, you can't put any buildings on it or anything. It's kind of like a boring area.
Yeah, you need to squeeze stuff there. Or the last thing I could have done there, of course, was to copy or to inspire from real life, because that area is like that in Paris as well.
Oh, interesting.
And but I wasn't doing that. There are just some buildings, nothing important there, you know. So that's why I kept postponing that build from that specific area. I was like, okay, maybe another time. I can't squeeze this build here. It's too big or it's different. But you managed to do this build, which is was quite tedious to do, and somehow you squeezed it here. I don't know how, but you did it.
Yeah, well, I did leave you some areas over there along the water that I didn't go beyond that road. So I don't know if you want to ever detail that over there, but there's a couple little spots that if you look closely, they aren't quite finished. But I you know, to be honest, I do like building in these kind of areas that are in between spots, as opposed to like doing a build out in the middle of nowhere so that it can be exactly the way I want it to, which you were suggesting to do when we first talked about this. And I kind of was like, you know what, Skib, if it's okay, I'd like to fill in one of these areas that you're always complaining about not having filled. And for me, I feel like that's a little bit more fun, because it's kind of like a puzzle, you know. You're trying to fit pieces into like a shape, you know, something like that. So I enjoy building things like that in that way, as opposed to doing it off to the edge of the map. I don't know about you, Skib, though.
I like it too, but if I don't find inspiration, or I don't think like I'm doing or I have a build in my mind, or I find something in real life on Google Earth and I want to squeeze it somewhere, sometimes I prefer to go in an empty area or a different type of area. So that's why you keep seeing lots of empty spaces, and that's why I kept postponing like videos from tram ride or bus ride in the city or anything like that, because there are super many empty areas so far.
To be honest, I like seeing those kinds of areas, man. Like, it makes it feel like you're playing the same game as the rest of us, you know?
Well, probably.
It makes it feel like I'm watching a City Skylines video as opposed to like some perfect replication of France.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, if I have my mood, or my mood is not that good, or if I don't have inspiration, that's why I'm doing something else. Plus, that's the reason why I have 2 series right now running on my channel. It helps me to change the entire view, or the entire build, or the entire project, which is completely different if you ask me. So it's a thing for myself, at least, to just hey, I don't have the mood to build in Little France. Okay, I can go in Arndorf. Or hey, I don't have the mood to build in Arndorf, I will go in Little France, and so on. So that's a cool thing. For instance, now you gave me the opportunity to build in Mars, which for a few days got me into a totally different project and area and actually type of build. So it was a really cool one for me, and that's the thing. I mean, that's the pleasant stuff. of having more places.
Yeah, I that was one of the things that I like the most about building in Little France as well, is the change of pace. It was really, really nice to build in a new city in a new style, you know?
Yeah.
I completely agree. Well, that's almost the end of the episode, Skib. We're
Again,
about
man.
at the end
Oh
here.
my God, we are finishing
Yeah,
again.
very, very fast. Feels fast, at least.
Well, thank you so much again. I want to say thank you for saying yes to building Little France.
Well, yeah, man, thank you for letting me do it, because to be honest, I've been watching your videos for so long, and it's been like such a dream of mine to get to build in Little France, so it was great to finally do it. It was a dream come true for sure.
Glad to hear so, buddy. Well, if you wanna, for sure, for my, you can jump in Little France anytime in the future as well, cause I'll be glad.
Man, I
See you
appreciate it. Thank you. And you and Mars as well. So I'm excited to share that episode with everyone coming up soon, hopefully.
I can't wait to see it out as well. Well, thank you guys, everyone, for watching. See you probably in the next episode, of course. And thank you, Citywok, for joining me once again.
Of course, man.
Bye-bye. I salute you guys.